told me about the Good Feet store. Good Feet makes their own arch supports. Over 300 styles and sizes. I'm feeling better than ever. I'm even back dancing.
Good Feet in Urbandale on Plum Drive, across from the Target Superstore.
Good Feet made life fun again.
In college, I ran for North Dakota State University. I'm a 7-time All-American in track and field. I believe that you have to want to work out to get a good workout in. I would definitely recommend that anyone that wants to start working out should have some goal, because it's a lot easier to train when you have a goal in sight. I enjoy talking to the customers about races you've done in the past or certain goals that you might have. I'm Rachel Moen, and I work at Shields.
KCCI, proud to be Iowa's news leader.
The day has come and the voting will finally begin. The first test in the 2008 presidential campaign, the Iowa caucuses. On the Democratic side, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and John Edwards are locked at the top in an incredible three-way dead heat. On the Republican side, former frontrunner Mitt Romney trying to hold off the surging, surprising Mike Huckabee. And the candidates take center stage as the late-night comics get back to work, some with their writers, some all alone. Who had the last laugh? You be the judge. Early this Thursday morning, January 3rd, 2008.
From CBS News, this is The Early Show.
Morning, everybody. I'm Harry Smith. We are live in Des Moines this morning, and of course, the Iowa caucuses happen tonight. Here's the front page headline on the Des Moines Register. Now you decide. I'll tell you, it's been a long campaign trail. We've been on it a lot, and we've got a lot of great coverage for you this morning, including interviews with Hillary Clinton, with Barack Obama, with Mike Huckabee, with Mitt Romney, and many, many others. Welcome to the Early Show, everybody. I'm out in Des Moines, and back in the studio in New York is a warm Maggie Rodriguez. Morning.
Harry, a lot to look forward to from Iowa. Good morning to you. I will be here at our temporary digs on West 57th Street in New York City, following the other major stories making headlines this morning. Extreme cold, rarely seen before in the Deep South, could be disastrous for Florida's citrus industry and other crops as well. Also this morning, yet another twist in Britney Spears' custody battle with ex-husband Kevin Federline. The pop princess failed to show up for a deposition in her custody case, and her lawyers have quit. Plus, testing a form of Viagra for women. Researchers are looking for women looking to kick up their sex drives to participate in these clinical trials. We'll get to all of that, but first, Harry, we turn it back over to you for the big story today, the caucuses in Iowa.
Yeah, all right. Thanks very much, Maggie. I'll tell you, everybody's been talking about the weather and about turnout. It's about 0 right now, maybe 8 or 10 below with a wind chill factory, but it's going to be hot today in Iowa. A balmy 30 degrees expected, which is going to have a lot to do with turnout, how many people actually get out and vote. Let's take a quick look at the poll numbers. As we've been reporting for the last couple of days, Barack Obama out in front by several numbers, several percentage points on the Democratic side. Mike Huckabee hanging on to his lead on the Republican side. This state is crawling with volunteers, with campaign workers. Millions and millions of dollars have been spent, and quite honestly, it's almost all over but the shouting.
Right here, beginning in the heartland of America, here in Iowa, you're going to rise up.
John Edwards wrapped up his marathon with a John Mellencamp concert.
They said, boy, you're gonna be president.
Hillary Clinton capped the night with a cameo on Letterman.
Dave has been off the air for 8 long weeks because of the writers' strike. Tonight, he's back. Oh well, all good things come to an end.
Mike Huckabee flew to Los Angeles to be on Leno.
You literally, in the last couple of months, come from nowhere with hardly any money. Explain how this happened.
I'm just trying to keep from going back to nowhere as fast as I got here.
Anything to scoop up the tiniest bit of spotlight. We're at the world-famous Yarsma Bakery in Pella, Iowa, and as you can see, there are just so many choices. The hardest thing to do is to make a decision. Sound familiar?
I haven't decided.
I'm looking for somebody who's best qualified to fill the position.
I still don't know. What a tough race, though.
At Barack Obama's call centers, staffers offer a babysitting service to get supporters out to caucus.
I'm just calling to make sure that your child care is taken care of.
I'm a volunteer at the Huckabee for President campaign.
Even kids work the phones at Huckabee's headquarters, calling voters at home.
They're positive about it for the most part, except when we start calling them 3 or 4 or 5 times.
They've heard enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold outside, and even I am smart enough to go inside, which I'm going to do in a second. But about supper time last night, we were all the way down in the southeast corner of the state in Ottumwa and caught up with Hillary Clinton. You've been in all kinds of campaigns before. I mean, here you are at the night before. What are your instincts telling you?
You know, I've never been in a caucus before. When Bill ran in '92, Senator Harkin was in the race, and so we competed only in New Hampshire. This is my first time, and it's his first time, so we're kind of new to this process, even though we've been in politics for a very long time. I feel good, but, you know, it depends upon who comes out tomorrow, who decides to actually put on their coats, warm up their cars, and go to the caucuses.
Well, the weather's supposed to be a little better, a little bit warmer.
I like to hear that. That's good.
That's good. I talked to some people at an event of yours a couple of weeks ago, and some of them said, we wish she'd gotten here earlier. Have you allowed yourself to think that?
Well, of course, you know, I'm running against, you know, 2 people who have been really working Iowa very hard for a long time. One for 4 years, one from a neighboring state. But I feel good about what we've been able to do. I'm very excited about the support that I have. I think that I'm bringing thousands of new people into the caucus process. People who've never voted before, Harry, people who've never caucused before, who are so concerned about our country and this election that they are willing to do something that, you know, seems like a real challenge to them, but they are geared up and they are ready to come.
What's the most important thing you've learned about yourself so far?
You know, that I'm really in this to try to change my country. You know, I don't need to live in the White House. I don't have any desire to have more celebrity or attention, but I care deeply about what's happening in America, and I think I'm uniquely positioned for this time in our country's history to make the kinds of changes that we need.
And we have wisely come inside into the law library at the state capitol. We'll tell you more about this beautiful building in a bit. Hillary Clinton, of course, locked in a dead heat with Illinois Senator Barack Obama. We talked to him just moments ago. Senator, good morning. The question of the hour, what's going to happen tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be a huge turnout, and people are excited and energized. If the crowds that we've seen over the last week are any indication, the people of Iowa are hungry for change, and so we have done everything that we could on the ground. I've got unbelievable young volunteers, people knocking on doors, people making phone calls, and now what we have to do is just wait and let the people speak.
So much of your success really hinges on young voters, independents, new caucus goers. This is an intangible sort of category here. In the past, these folks have not been counted on to actually show up. How badly do you need them to show up in order for you to get a victory tonight?
Well, we have a lot of traditional caucus goers who are going to be turning out for us tonight, and so we feel confident that we start off with a terrific base of people who want to see a different kind of politics, who are interested in making sure that we can pull the country together to actually solve problems like health care and energy policy. But there's no doubt that we have attracted young people, independents, even some Republicans who have switched over and want to participate in the Democratic caucus process. And so I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a huge turnout, and that will do well for us. But you're right. This is very unpredictable at this point. This is going to be a close race. We've got a lot of strong candidates. What I do know is that the people of Iowa, like people all across the country, feel that they are not being heard in Washington, and they no longer want special interests to set the agenda. They want to set the agenda themselves.
All right. You have several polls showing you out in front. Some have had you in front for a while already. If you don't win tonight, can you be anything but disappointed?
Well, obviously, we want to do as well as possible here in Iowa. We've put in a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of money into this effort. But in some ways, we already have won. You know, we didn't expect to be in the position that we were in so early. We've seen a great surge right at the end. Mm-hmm. There's energy and excitement, and we expect that we're going to do well. But there's no way to entirely predict what's going to happen, and that's the great thing about this democratic process.
There you go. Senator, thank you very much. Good luck tonight.
Great to talk to you. Thank you, Harry.
You bet. And we're going to hear from John Edwards a little bit later on in the broadcast. For the Republicans, the battle is between two former governors, Mike Huckabee, whom we'll talk to a little bit later, and Mitt Romney, who we talked to just moments ago from West Des Moines. Governor, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
You've spent an awful lot of time and an awful lot of money here in Iowa in the last 12 months or so. What does your gut tell you is going to happen tonight?
Well, I think it's going to come down to one of two guys. The polls say it's all tied up. We've both been working real hard here. And I'm surprised, I got to be honest with you, because I thought it was going to be McCain or Giuliani or perhaps Fred Thompson at this point. But it looks like Mike Huckabee, at Southern Baptist Preacher's got a good base here, working hard. And he's going to be the guy I'm going to be neck and neck with.
All right, you've preached your own sermon of competence here for the last 12 months or so. Is it about competence, or is it something more than that?
You know, I think it's more than that. I think America faces an unusual set of challenges, and people recognize that Washington is fundamentally broken, unable to deal with issues like health care, like illegal immigration, like dealing with the threat of global radical jihad, and they want to see somebody who can actually lead in Washington, who has the experience of leadership, and I think I can bring that to the Capitol.
When all is said and done, as you've done your own internal polling and everything else, is it going to be about turnout? Is it going to be about motivation? What has to happen tonight in Iowa in order for you to succeed?
Well, it's going to be cold, so it means getting people to get out of their homes and go out in the bitter cold and go to a caucus location and spend an hour. That's what it's about. And so we've got our team, of course, making calls, encouraging people to do just that. And the other guys do too. So it's going to be, I think at this stage, too close to call. But we each have folks who've been supporting us. I came here a year ago with virtually no support at all. And of course, coming from Massachusetts was not a big plus for a lot of folks here in the Republican Party. But I've been able to overcome the preconceived notions of a Massachusetts liberal and have struck a chord here with conservative voters and think that in the final analysis, I'll get my team out.
Can you get momentum back? Can you win tonight? And could you go all the way to the Republican nomination?
The answer is yes to both, of course, and the remarkable thing is I've seen so many boomlets here. I've been sort of the slow and steady. Hopefully that's what wins the race. And, of course, if I win here, it could give me a real boost to go on. But even if I come in second here, I'm going to keep on battling in New Hampshire. I think I'm the only other guy from the team here that's going to go on to New Hampshire with a shot at winning there as well.
All right, Governor, thank you very, very much. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Harry. Good to be with you.
All right. For more news, here's Russ Mitchell at the news desk. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning, Harry, and good morning, everyone. All of Florida is under a freeze warning today, and that could devastate the citrus industry. Overnight temperatures dipped below 30 degrees. Many farmers pulled all-nighters, spraying the crops with water in an effort to protect them from the cold. Oil prices hit $100 a barrel for the first time, sparking recession fears on Wall Street and world markets. It hit the milestone briefly yesterday before falling back. For the past 6 weeks, oil supplies have dropped. The AAA predicts higher gasoline prices this spring and summer. And new legal troubles for singer Britney Spears. The lawyers in her custody battle with ex-husband Kevin Federline have quit. They claim a breakdown in communication makes representing her impossible. This after she failed to show up at a deposition yesterday. One guy who always shows up is Dave Price, who is back from entertaining the troops in Iraq. Good to see you, Dave.
Good to be back, and good to be spending the New Year's with the troops who are in that region. Let's take a check of the weather. We'll talk more about that in a little while. In the meantime, though, boy, we have got sunny and not as cold weather actually coming towards the area in Iowa, mid and upper 20s. Let's talk about, though, the south. Big troubles there. Tupelo, Mississippi this morning should be about 16 degrees. Atlanta, 17. Temperatures in Florida in the 20s. Wind chills making it feel cooler than that, especially on farms and places which are in the suburbs. It is going to be a mess. And then a major storm rolling into the west coast, everyone. We're talking about anywhere from 3 to 5 feet in the Sierra, 2 to 4 inches of rain at the lower elevations in Oregon into portions of California as well. It is going to be a rough day today into tomorrow and Saturday as well. That's a quick look at your weather picture. Here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Outside of a few high clouds on this caucus day, expecting a mostly sunny sky. Pretty brisk out there. South winds 15, 20, gusting over 25. So our 28 will actually feel like the teens. If you're heading out this evening, mid-20s for the caucus. Again, wind chill readings in the teens. Back to 19 for an overnight low. Wind chill readings tomorrow morning, single digits. Mid-30s, partly cloudy tomorrow. Some areas of fog tomorrow night and into the weekend. But temperatures warming quickly into the 40s with rain chances increasing by Monday.
Plains and Rockies, dry and milder today. That's a quick look at your weather. Back to Des Moines, where Harry's standing by. Harry?
All right, thanks very much, Dave. In just a bit, we're going to talk to the sage of CBS, Bob Scheiffer, and we'll be talking live with Iowa frontrunner Mike Huckabee. You're watching The Early Show on CBS.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
We want a politics that's not based on fear, but based on hope.
Only Barack Obama can bring a fractured people together. He'll inspire and get things done, and take on the special interests. Obama will reset our foreign policy and global reputation. And he embodies the hopes of our nation. Iowa's newspapers have spoken. Now you can stand up for change.
If you join me, we're going to take our country back.
The Iowa caucuses. Katie Couric is live in Des Moines with up-to-the-minute results. Stay with CBS News for complete coverage tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Sunny D has been bottling sunshine since 1964, so we're going on the road to celebrate with families everywhere. Today we're in San Diego to spread a little sunshine with our fans.
Who else wants Sunny D?
I grew up with Sunny D. Now I buy it for my family. Wow, I didn't know they had an orange strawberry flavor. It's great.
Sunny D has a delicious sun-charged citrusy taste, plus vitamin C. Make every day a sunny day with Sunny D. Bottling sunshine since 1964.
Something new for lunch?
Smoked chicken panini.
Really? Toasted Tuscan bread.
With the goodness of whole grain.
Let's make this for Healthy Choice.
I did.
Introducing delicious panini from Healthy Choice.
Critics hailed Sweeney. It's a triumph. Now it's been nominated for 4 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Actor and Best Picture of the Year. How about a Scheiffer? Sweeney Todd, rated R, now playing.
How about a Jimmy Dean breakfast bowl before we hit the road? What you want? Sausage, eggs, and potatoes is my favorite. Or sausage and pancakes. Or bacon and eggs. That's good.
I only eat cereal.
You're kidding me. Why wouldn't you want to try something new?
Cereal is cold and wet. It's a cloud thing. You wouldn't understand.
The day begins with a happy breakfast. Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls. Everything you love for breakfast, fast.
Oh, man.
You're kidding me.
Would you like to be a Publishers Clearinghouse winner tomorrow?
This is fabulous.
You can if you go to PCH.com right now.
I don't believe it.
Enter today, win tomorrow.
Thank y'all so much.
You can even win $5,000 a week for life.
For up to 4 hours, your tummy won't feel hungry. Just beautiful. This is Slim Fast. Up to 4 hours of hunger control for a slimmer, happier tummy. Find your Slim at slimfast.com.
Good morning again. I'm Harry Smith. This is The Early Show on CBS. The Iowa caucuses get underway this evening, but on Tuesday, the place to be is New Hampshire for that state's important first-in-the-nation primary. That's where CBS News Chief Washington correspondent and host of Face the Nation, Bob Scheiffer, is standing by right now. Morning, Bob.
Good morning, Harry.
I want to talk a little bit about the guy who has not spent very much time here at all, and that is John McCain, who was all but written off several months ago. And we've got a brand new poll out here very recently that has McCain nationally actually in the front. How do you explain all of this?
Well, I think it just has to do with the whole Republican field. You've got the social conservatives in the Republican Party who had their candidate. You've got the economic conservatives. You've got the national security conservatives. None of them has really, any of those groups really liked the candidate of the other group. And I think the longer he's around, the more McCain seems to have a broad appeal to all of these Republicans. Giuliani has simply not done well in recent weeks. And I think that has something to do with this new surge by John McCain. I wouldn't be surprised, Harry, if John McCain, with absolutely no organization out there in Iowa, may finish up in double digits out there. He's not going to win in Iowa by any stretch. He's now running dead even with Mitt Romney here in New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, Iraq is still what's on the mind of voters. And I think McCain, what we're seeing with McCain is real. I think he's somebody to deal with from here on in.
Yeah, very interesting. Who has to do well here in Iowa? Who is the most at stake tonight at the caucuses?
You know, I think amongst the Democrats, it's really John Edwards. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, no matter who wins that, if the two of them finish very close and John Edwards finishes a poor third, I think it's going to be very difficult for him to go on. But every poll suggests that you may well wind up with all three of them bunched together. If he finishes a strong third or a second, then he really does live to fight another day here in New Hampshire. He has a pretty good organization down in South Carolina. You could not count him out. But if he does poorly there, I think it's going to be very, very hard for John Edwards from here on in.
I'll tell you what, we have spent so much time here over the last 6 months, and I don't have a clue. I honestly do not have a clue. I don't have a feel or a read for what's going to happen here tonight. The other thing that's interesting is no matter what happens tonight, it isn't necessarily a predictor of who ends up with a nomination, certainly not a predictor of what's going to happen in New Hampshire.
Well, it's not 100% predictor, but since 1976, 6 of the Democrats who've won in Iowa have gone on to win their nomination, 6 out of 8, the same number of Republicans. So it's a pretty good predictor, but it's certainly not foolproof. Bill Clinton didn't win in Iowa. He also didn't win in New Hampshire. In '92, when he ran, he became the first Democrat not to win either of those and go on and win the nomination of his party. But it's a fairly good predictor, Harry.
Yeah, we will see. We will see. Bob Scheiffer, thanks so much. The Sage in New Hampshire this morning. Do appreciate it. Take care, buddy. All right, ahead in our next half hour, we'll be live with Mike Huckabee. Stay tuned.
This portion of the early show sponsored by LendingTree.com. When banks compete, you win.
Paul.
Oh, hey.
Here for your mortgage.
Actually, I'm using LendingTree instead.
Oh, you are? Why?
Well, they have banks competing, so their rates beat the national average.
We've been your bank for years. You can't just walk away.
Oh, I'm not. Since your bank is part of the LendingTree network, you can compete over me, too.
What?
And I want you to know, I'll be pulling for you. Good luck, buddy.
Join the 20 million people who use LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Convenience stores have walls of brightly colored fluids that promise energy and good health. There's really no need, because there's 100% all-natural Florida orange juice, the original power beverage that during cold and flu season gives your immune system many of the vitamins and minerals it needs. Start your day with Florida orange juice. Healthy, pure, and simple.
Select Select ingredients combined for sophisticated flavors, like sun-dried tomato. Everything pops with Pringles Select.
Steaming. It's never been used like this before.
We used a new way of steaming to create cafe steamers.
This new and unique steam cooker lets you lock in all the naturally fresh flavors by steaming in your microwave. Try new Healthy Choice cafe steamers.
You don't have to be a gold medal winner to be a champion. It starts with one simple act every day. For me, that's my multivitamin from GNC. With essential nutrients for energy production and bone health, its enhanced antioxidants help protect my body. Live well.
Didn't get what you wanted for Christmas?
Doesn't like it.
No. What do I do with it?
Get amazing savings on home appliances at Sears. Starting the day after Christmas, buy one, get 10% cash back. Buy two, get 15% cash back. Buy three or more and get 20% cash back on any home appliance over $399. Plus, get 12 months, no interest, no payments with your Sears card. Or get free delivery and haul away on any home appliance over $399. Through Saturday, January 5th, it's your chance to get what you want. Sears.
I run to make my heart 1 mile stronger.
I swim to make my heart 1 lap stronger.
1 weekend with these guys stronger.
1 wheel pose. 1 power walk. 1 brutal uphill climb.
Stronger.
And I eat Kellogg's Smart Start to help make my heart 1 bowl stronger.
1 bowl full of antioxidants with a little kiss of honey stronger.
1 bowl stronger.
Kellogg's Smart Start. 1 bowl stronger.
From Iowa's news leader, this is a KCCI News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us for this live news update. I'm Marcus McIntosh.
And I'm Caitlin Corner. The time right now is 7:25. After months of phone calls, knocking on doors, and stump speeches, it's just hours from being over.
KCCI News Channel 8's Amanda Lewis joins us live from the Polk County Convention Complex with our last look at one of the busiest days of Caucus 2008. Amanda?
Good morning, Marcus and Caitlin. Well, the caucuses begin at 6:30 tonight, and this is where both parties will tabulate the results. But first, Iowans have a choice to make, and we have the top 8 things to remember as you head out to caucus tonight. Number 1, make sure you arrive at your caucus location by 6:30. Number 2, you don't have to be 18 to participate. You just have to be 18 by Election Day, November 4th. Number 3, find your precinct at kcci.com or iowafirstcaucus.org. Number 4, do your research, know the rules of how the caucuses work, and you can find those in the Des Moines Register this morning. Number 5, have a second choice if you're a Democrat, because if your first choice doesn't get at least 15% of the vote, you may have to go with your backup candidate. Number 6, you must be registered with your party, but if you're not, you may do so tonight. Number 7, if you won't be 18 by Election Day, you can still attend a caucus as a youth attendee, but you can't participate. And number 8, stay with News Channel 8 for the best coverage tonight. And our caucus coverage starts tonight at 5. Marcus and Caitlin?
All right, going to be a busy night, that's for sure. We're looking forward to it, Amanda.
You bet.
Thank you.
Now it's time to check in with Neil Schultz to find out what's happening outside traffic-wise. Neil?
Well, Marcus, really so far so good. Had one accident earlier this morning. Ever since then, it's been pretty smooth sailing, but volume picking up quite a little bit now, as you can tell from that shot. 235 2nd Avenue. That's one of my favorites on the DOT Traffic Cam network. This is Neil Schultz at the Polk County Sheriff's Office with KGGO Traffic.
Thank you, Iowa, for welcoming me into your homes and your hearts. When you go to caucus, I hope you'll ask yourself one question. Who's ready to be president on day 1? To fix the economy, to end the war, to give health care to all. The goals are big and the stakes are huge. We're not just changing presidents, we're changing our country. I hope you'll caucus for me. If you stand with me, I'll stand up for you every day as president, and I will be ready to start on day 1. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
We're now less than 15 minutes away from sunrise, so we thought we'd give you a beauty shot here from Indianola. Live shot as that sun comes up over the horizon. 12 temperature in Indianola, feels like 3 below 0. Here in Des Moines, we have quickly climbed to 11 already this hour. South wind at 13, giving us a wind chill index of 4 below. Forecast for today, upper 20s. We are expecting just a few high clouds. That south wind rather brisk at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Going to drop the wind chill index back into the teens. Caucus forecast quickly, 6 o'clock this evening. We are expecting clear to partly cloudy conditions as you head out. So even as you head home at 9, temperatures still in the mid-20s, a wind chill index in the teens. And at 11 o'clock tonight, as maybe you're a campaigner and you're celebrating, 11 o'clock temperature of 23. Back to 19 for a low tonight as we look for partly cloudy conditions. Wind chill readings by tomorrow morning, single digits. Above freezing tomorrow at 35. Our snow melt continues into the upcoming weekend with areas of fog. Talking temperatures in low 40s Saturday, mid and a few upper 40s Sunday. Some areas of drizzle with fog that does develop in the early morning hours. And by Monday, 44, chance for rain. And it looks like maybe even a clap of thunder or two across the southeast half of the states Monday nights.
All right, but temperatures in the 40s kind of feels so good.
Kind of looking forward to it.
I am too, Brian. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. See you back here for another live news update that's coming up at 7:55.
A tax battle is raging in Washington. To stop massive tax hikes, conservatives have to be united. But listen to Mike Huckabee when he was Arkansas governor.
Tax at the wholesale level for tobacco. Surcharge on the income tax. That's acceptable. A sales tax. That's fine. Any combination of those various ideas, and you will have nothing but my profound thanks.
Clubforgrowth.net is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We don't have to imagine the crises the next president will face. Ending the war and bringing our sons and daughters home safe. Preventing a meltdown in Pakistan. Keeping nuclear weapons out of the hands of terrorists. For 35 years, Joe Biden has been tested and made the tough decisions that have protected our nation and saved lives. Isn't that what we need in this office?
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The best coverage of Iowa's caucuses, that's KCCI's commitment to you.
People are looking for a presidential candidate who reminds them more of the guy they work with rather than the guy that laid them off.
Right.
And I think that's part of what is going on right now. So.
That's a good line.
Now tell us about your...
Well, the night before the Iowa caucuses, GOP candidate Mike Huckabee was in Los Angeles, a special guest on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. This morning, the former governor is back in Des Moines, and he's sitting right next to me here in the state capitol. We're going to talk in just a couple of seconds as we welcome you back to the early show. As we say, we're here in Des Moines this morning. Maggie's in New York. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Harry. We watched Mike Huckabee jam on his guitar last night from L.A. This morning, we're going to take a closer look at the return of the late-night talk shows. They've been on break for 8 weeks because of the writers' strikes. We'll see if the hosts were sharp or if they were a little rusty and if it made a difference whether they had writers or didn't have writers. And what's with all those beards? Also ahead this morning, a medical breakthrough, a treatment that some are touting as Viagra for women. But now let's head back to Harry with the guy who has all the momentum going in tonight, Harry.
All right, thanks, Maggie. Republican presidential candidate Mike Huckabee was once considered a long shot. Now he is almost a shoo-in, leading in the latest polls. A big win in Iowa will definitely keep his momentum rolling. He joins us here live at the state capitol. Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know if I'd call this a shoo-in. We're a long way from that, but it's looking good for us. We're excited.
We were at one of your headquarters yesterday, one of the calling headquarters. There were people there literally from all over the country, people there with their families. Taking time out of their school vacations, kids calling on the phones.
It's been amazing, Harry. We have people from East, West Coast, North, South, everywhere. They're here at their own expense. We've never had the money to pay all these people to love us. They just have to do it because they see it as a cause, not just a campaign. It's been exciting to us. And as I walked through the headquarters the other day and I met families with little bitty kids, some of them sleeping on the floor because they were just worn out, but they were experiencing American politics. Wouldn't it be incredible if once again ordinary people took back this process? And that's what we hope to see happen. And starting here tonight, right here in Iowa.
All right. Assume for a second you ring the bell here. Assume for a second you walk out of here with the first place finish. There are a lot of people around this country who said, this is a one-trick pony. This is, there's only one show from Mike Huckabee. It's Iowa, and after that, adios, partner.
Well, they're not paying attention. If they did, they would understand that we're #1 in Florida, #1 in Texas, #1 in Delaware, and polls in Michigan had us at the first slot. So this is not an Iowa thing. This is an America thing. A lot of people on the East Coast in the Republican establishment think I'm a little too liberal for them because I actually care about hunger and poverty and disease and the environment. Out on the West Coast, some of the liberals out there think I'm too conservative for them. But it makes me just right for most of America, and that's what we're seeing happen.
The other thing that's happening nationally, though, is John McCain is researching in the national polls. People are concerned about the war in Iraq. They're concerned about what's going on in Kenya. They're concerned about world events, a stage on which you've slipped at least a few times in the last couple of weeks. How do you change your perception of people's perception about you in regard to that?
Well, I think, first of all, a lot of things were impromptu statements that I may have made, blown out of proportion by my opponents. If people saw my interview with Tim Russert on Meet the Press, he threw some heat at me, and I handled that. I think the point is, if people look and they've seen that I've traveled to 41 countries, I have been on not only trade missions, but I once chaired the U.S. chapter of the World League of Freedom and Democracy, spoke in places like Moscow, met with representatives of governments in 40 countries. I think they'd be more comfortable. Plus, knowing this, one of the most effective presidents we've ever had in foreign policy was Ronald Reagan. And the rap on him was he had no foreign policy experience. Within 10 years of his being sworn in, there was no Soviet Union, the Berlin Wall was down, the Cold War was over.
Right. The other rap is, okay, that Huckabee guy, he's so likable. We see him play his, bass guitar on the talk shows and stuff. He's glib, he's clever, but is there a there there? Is there a real substance beyond the things we just talked about, or what is so appealing to the religious right here? Is he more than just a Baptist preacher?
Well, I think that's what is going strong for me, is that I actually have a significantly long record, not just of being reelected, but the reason being reelected: education reforms, total rebuilding of our highway system, healthcare reforms nationally recognized by people from Time Magazine to AARP.
There are people groaning out there right now, seriously conservative, old line, stop taxing me. They don't want to hear that.
Well, they also can hear 94 tax cuts in a state that in 160 years never had them. What people look for is results. They want competence. And if they look at the record that I had, I think what they understand is that governors make decisions, not just speeches. They want someone in the White House who's going to make decisions, tough ones, that result in good government.
All right. Mike Huckabee, good to see you. Thanks for being with us this morning. All right, good luck. All right. Dave is in New York with another check of the weather. Morning, Dave.
Yeah, good morning to you, Harry. Let's take a check, see what's happening. Boy, out west there is going to be a major storm. We're talking about 3 to 5 feet in the Sierra, hurricane force winds, 2 to 4 inches of rain throughout portions of Oregon into California, and some major flooding. We're talking about downed trees, potentially downed power lines. Now let's go to the opposite end of the country. We'll go down to Florida, where temperatures this morning are going to be in the 20s. High temperatures are going to wind up in the 50s. People working overnight to protect the crops. Midsection of the country looks good, and it is chilly in New England, 0 to 10 degrees today as highs. That's a quick look at the national map. Here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Outside of a few high clouds on this caucus day, expecting a mostly sunny sky. Pretty brisk out there. South winds 15, 20, gusting over 25. So our 28 will actually feel like the teens. If you're heading out this evening, mid-20s for the caucus. Again, wind chill readings in the teens. Back to 19 for an overnight low. Wind chill readings tomorrow morning, single digits. Mid-30s, partly cloudy tomorrow. Some areas of fog tomorrow night and into the weekend. But temperatures warming quickly into the 40s, with rain chances increasing by Monday.
Weather will be nice in Iowa. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s and plenty of sunshine. That's your weather. Back to you, Maggie.
All right, Dave. You're one of those funny guys who always brings us your own material, for better or for worse. But for better or for worse. But those late-night talk show hosts sometimes rely on writers. They were all back last night, some with writers, some without. We'll see who was funnier. And in our next hour, our Weapons of Mass Reduction series continues. We're taking on fad diets and their claims to keep the weight off. Plus, this morning, we're cleaning out our cupboards, CSI style, looking for those perps that we all tend to keep in here a little too long. That's coming up right here on The Early Show on CBS.
I've been blessed for the last 30 years to be married to the most optimistic person that I've ever met. But at the same time, he has an unbelievable toughness, particularly about other people, and that is his ability to fight for them. You're not going to outsmart him. He works harder than any human being that I know, always has. It's unbelievably important that in our president we have someone who can stare the worst in the face and not blink.
I'm John Edwards, and I approve this message.
The price of dependence on foreign oil, healthcare in crisis, government run by corporate lobbyists. Isn't it time someone had a plan to take them on? The Edwards Plan. Ban campaign cash from lobbyists. End tax breaks for big oil. Stop job-killing trade deals. Stand up to insurance companies for real health reform. Ask all the candidates for their plans to level the playing field. Paid for by Alliance for a New America, which is responsible for its content. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
I'm Mike Huckabee, and I approve this message. The pro-life position was the one espoused by our founding fathers when they said that all of us are created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. The first one they listed was life. Nobody has a greater level of intrinsic worth or value than another person. Being unborn doesn't make you less valuable. Maybe instead of having our values trampled all over every single day and night, we would express to America what those values are. Family, life, freedom, those things matter to us. Always have, always will.
Bill Richardson has negotiated with some of our most difficult adversaries. This is his plan for Iraq. Remove all troops, but keep forces in nearby countries to ensure stability. Hold a reconciliation conference between Iraqi ethnic and religious groups and secure the region by working with neighboring countries, including Syria and Iran. See the plan at thedifferenceoniraq.com. There is a way out.
I'm Bill Richardson, and I approve this message.
I'm Fred Thompson, and I approve this message.
The Wall Street Journal says Fred Thompson's tax cut plan leads the GOP field. A leading economic group calls it a plan conservatives can rally around. The Conservative National Review says only Thompson has outlined specific conservative policies on immigration. Investors Daily says Thompson's national security plan features a Reagan-esque rebuilding of our military. And the National Right to Life Committee endorsed him because they know he can win. Fred Thompson, the clear conservative choice.
The late night shows are finally back on the air after being sidelined for 2 months because of the writers' strike. CBS hosts David Letterman and Craig Ferguson returned with their writing staffs, but NBC's Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien and Jimmy Kimmel over at ABC were on their own. Early show national correspondent Hattie Kaufman reports.
A bearded David Letterman returned after signing a separate deal with his writers.
The only show on the air now that has jokes written by union writers.
Jay Leno had to wing it without his writers.
This writer's strike here in Hollywood, and it's already cost the town over $500 million. $500 million, or as Paul McCartney calls that, a divorce. But that's what it has cost.
While Letterman's show focused on the writers' plight.
Without writers and without caffeine, I'd have virtually no personality whatsoever.
Craig Ferguson simply had fun with it.
No one knows how long this strike's going to go on. The two sides aren't talking to each other. It's like being married. You have to go to bed at night without anything happening. Play a rerun in your head.
Outside Leno's studio, strikers complained that his guest, presidential candidate Mike Huckabee, crossed the picket line.
I don't think Jesus would cross the picket line, though. I'm almost positive Jesus would be on our side.
While Huckabee joined the band, Leno punted.
A Jew, a Christian, and a Muslim walk into a bar. The Jew says to the Muslim, see, I have no idea what they say because there's a writer's strike. We don't know what they say. I'm doing what I did the day I started. All right. I write jokes, and I wake my wife up in the middle, and they go, honey, is this funny?
This is clearly improvised, which is vintage Leno. You got to put a little self-effacing humor in the monologue. So, I mean, it was Leno as we know him. It really felt like we didn't skip a beat.
Letterman's guest, Robin Williams, has made a career on ad-libs and provided plenty of unscripted moments.
Nice to be here with you, Rabbi.
Thank you very much.
How much money have we raised on the lovely Chabad telethon?
Conan O'Brien, who also grew a beard during his time off the air, made a joke of just filling the hour without writers.
That's a good spin, that's a good spin.
Oh, yeah!
Ultimately, viewers will decide which of the comics is funnier, with writers or without. For The Early Show, Hattie Kaufman, CBS News, Hollywood.
Joining us now to tell us who was funny and who wasn't, our comedian Nancy Giles and TV Guide editor Stephen Battaglio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So what do you think, Steve? Who was a hit last night?
Well, I don't think any of these shows really missed a beat. I mean, I think they were all eager to get back on. And you have to remember, I mean, they're doing this every night of the week, year after year. Only 25% of the shows are written. I think Jay was the best. I think because Jay is such a durable stand-up, and that you know he goes to Vegas and he does stand-up on the weekend.
Exactly.
I mean, this guy, he literally does. He admitted it that he writes jokes in his sleep, and it looked like actually a funnier than usual Tonight Show to me.
Right. That's when it comes in handy. Nancy, what did you think?
Stephen is a lovely man, but he's totally wrong. Clearly, the funnier ones were Letterman and Craig Ferguson. And I might as well say, for full disclosure purposes, Stephen, I'm a union member. You know, I'm in the sister union, SAG and AFTRA, to the WGA, and I really support them. And I think it was a really classy thing and a wonderful thing that Letterman is powerful enough that he owns his own show, and he was able to strike that deal.
Don't you think that the writers are the real winners here? Because all of these comics brought such attention, whether they had writers or not, to the WGA.
Had any kind of awareness of the writer's strike really until last night.
I think, and that's a very good point. That's true, because it's a funny thing, since all of them are comedians themselves and they all write themselves. It's a very delicate marriage between the written material and the person who delivers it when it comes to comedians. And people just assume like everything that comes out of Letterman's mouth in the top 10 list is something he just sat and dreamed up.
I mean,
no.
The challenge for Jay and Conan and Jimmy Kimmel going forward is that yeah, I mean, last night was good, but they're going to have to do this night after night after night until the strike is over. And there are going to be challenges in terms of the guest. The Screen Actors Guild has told performers to to go on to avoid tonight and avoid Conan's show until the strike is over, and Kimmel as well. So, you know, going forward, that could be a strain on those shows at some point.
What do you guys think was the highlight, funniest moments for each of you?
Well, I'll tell you, at the very beginning of David Letterman's show, just having the Rockettes, I'm assuming they were the Rockettes, with the Writers' Guild strike signs, and then him saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Eugene V. Debs," which is a reference to an years ago union organizer guy, kind of, communist union organizer. I loved it. And it was one of those jokes that went, I know.
It was an inside thing.
But I love
But it made you Google it if you didn't know what that was, right?
I love that he did that. And that was one of my, and also on Craig Ferguson, I thought, what a funny, inventive, hilarious guy. He just seemed so joyful. I hadn't seen the show from beginning to end.
I couldn't keep my eyes off of Conan's wedding ring spinning on the desk. I thought that was great television. I think we're going to be talking about that years from now, actually.
Not easy to fill the time. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying up last night and getting up early today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Just ahead here for us, a new medicine that's supposed to help women increase their sex drives. Saw some jokes about that on Late Night last night. This is The Early Show on CBS.
He defends our freedom, and his record shows it. Ron Paul. Answering our country's call, Ron Paul became a flight surgeon in the Air Force. As a doctor, Ron Paul delivered over 4,000 babies and is a leading defender of life. In Congress, Ron Paul never voted to raise taxes, never voted for an unbalanced budget, never voted to restrict gun rights or raise congressional pay. Protecting our God-given freedom. Ron Paul for president.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
5 years ago, he said what the others would not, opposing the rash and reckless war in Iraq, warning that it would not make us safer. In Washington, he did what the others could not, taking dead aim at the power of lobbyists, passing the farthest-reaching ethics reforms in a generation. And as president, he'll do what the others cannot, unite a divided nation, repair our standing in the world, and bring change we can believe in.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Iowa caucuses. Katie Couric is live from Des Moines with up-to-the-minute results. Stay with CBS News for complete coverage tonight on the CBS Evening News.
1 minute you're facing your dream head on, and the next you're watching your children achieve theirs. It's in those moments you realize how important it is to give them the best that you have. Ready? Yeah. GNC Women's Ultra Mega Active Multivitamin helps me do just that. With essential nutrients, electrolytes, and vitamins for energy production and bone health, its enhanced antioxidants help protect my body. You don't have to be a gold medal winner to be a champion. It starts with one simple act every day. And for me, that's my multivitamin from GNC. Live well.
The rhinovirus, a leading cause of the common cold. Used to be, you could only cover up the symptoms of your cold. Zicam is different. Taken at the first sign, Zicam is clinically proven to shorten a cold. Get over your cold faster with Zicam.
For up to 4 hours, your tummy won't feel hungry, just beautiful. This is Slim Fast. Up to 4 hours of hunger control for a slimmer, happier tummy. Find your Slim at slimfast.com.
What if we took a moment to rethink our priorities? What if we rethink power and what it means to be strong? What if we rethink beauty and what it means to truly interact? At Saturn, we chose to rethink things, starting with every car we sell. With 5 totally new models and a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. We may just be a car company, but we're rethinking what a car company can be. Just something to rethink about.
Madam would like to see you upstairs. I want us to marry when I come back.
If you come back.
An epic story of the men and women that helped build a nation.
I'm gonna have a baby.
CBS presents the most exciting segment in the Lonesome Dove saga.
All's fair, love and war.
Comanche Moon premieres CBS Sunday, January 13th.
This morning in Health Watch, Viagra for women. It's estimated that 1/3 of American women suffer from low sex drive. While men have several drugs to get them in the mood, there are no FDA-approved medications for women. But that may be changing soon. Joining us is gynecologist and sexual health expert Dr. Hilda Hutcherson of Columbia University Medical Center. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
First, help us identify if we have a problem. How do you know that you're not tired because you're juggling work and kids and chores?
Well, if you find that your desire is so low that when the person that you care the most for approaches you, you turn them away and you can't explain why, and it causes you a lot of emotional distress, not your partner, but it causes you a lot of emotional distress, then you have a problem.
So this is called Libigel. What is? Yes. It's a gel, obviously. How does it work?
Well, Libigel contains a bioidentical testosterone hormone, which is considered the hormone of desire, and you rub it on your arm. It's absorbed through your skin into your bloodstream, and then it affects the receptors in your brain, which increase your desire for sex.
Is it instant?
Well, it takes a few minutes. For some women, it will take several weeks for them to get the effect.
And what kind of women can use it? I know this is being tested on menopausal women who've had their ovaries removed. Is this strictly for them, or will it apply to other women as well?
Well, the initial studies are being done on women who've had their ovaries removed, but hopefully in the future, it will be appropriate for all menopausal women who have decreased desire.
Viagra and other drugs have been around for years, yet there's still nothing for women. Why is it? Is it that we don't have the problem as frequently?
No, of course, we have lots of problems with decreased desire, but sexuality for women is very complex. You know, for men, it's more of a mechanical problem, so to speak, but for women, there are so many other issues. There's relationship, emotional, psychological, as well as physical causes for decreased desire and sexual problems.
But is the medical remedy the same? Is it about bringing up your testosterone level? That's what I've heard.
No, for men, it's more blood flow and mechanics. For women, it's desire. It may also be mechanical. It may be arousal or orgasm, but it's very, very complex for women.
But what do these medicines do for women? Don't they raise your hormone levels?
They raise your testosterone hormone level, of course, and that's the hormone of desire. And for some women, it's going to increase their desire. But of course, if you hate your partner, I can bathe you in testosterone and your desire's not going to go up.
Well, that sounds like it's not a medical problem.
Exactly.
If you hate your partner.
It's not always a medical problem.
So what do you say to women, because this may not be approved by the FDA either, like the patch wasn't. What do you say to women who don't have a medical solution but find themselves suffering with this?
Well, there are lots of things that women can do, and the first thing I would say is plan sexual activity with your partner. Make it a priority, because just planning it is going to increase your desire. Communicating with your partner, working on that relationship, and then trying something new. You know, I always say novelty increases desire.
All right, and get a babysitter for a night.
Absolutely.
Thank you, doctor. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. This is The Early Show on CBS.
It's Macy's first one-day sale of the year this Saturday. Preview Friday. Save 50 to 75% on fall and holiday clearance. Macy's one-day sale this Saturday with the Preview Friday. That's the magic of Macy's.
How would you like to win $5,000 from Publishers Clearinghouse every single week for the rest of your life?
You're lying.
Enter at PCH.com or by mail, and you could win for life.
A new diet seems to hit the shelf every single day, which kind of begs the question, if diets work, why do we need so many of them? Diets don't work. Weight Watchers does. Meetings help you just stick to healthy living. Those who go lose 3 times more weight than those who go it alone. Join now and get free registration and a new Kickstart toolkit. Weight Watchers, stop dieting. Start living.
We're live at the Law Library at the State Capitol in Des Moines, and you almost need the music from Law and Order, right? Former Senator Fred Thompson with us. We'll have him in just a couple of seconds. Stay tuned.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Prilosec OTC. Want to keep your heartburn from coming back? Try Prilosec OTC, the only OTC heartburn remedy that works to block heartburn before it begins. For 24 hours with 1 pill a day. The round-the-clock heartburn blocker.
Great taste, lower sodium. But how?
Sea salt. Sea salt.
Campbell's added our lower sodium natural sea salt to help give healthier Quest soups amazing taste.
Well, I thought you said this was lower sodium.
It's a tight squeeze, so come on please, give me some wiggle room. That's what I want. Do it if you're big, do it if you're little, do it with a jiggle when you're looking for a giggle. Anywhere, anytime, anyone can wiggle. W-I-G-G-L-E.
Sugar-free Jell-O, only 10 calories. One New Year's resolution that's easy to keep because every diet needs a little wiggle room.
Did you know 1 in 2 women will develop bone or breast health issues?
Really? I didn't know that.
One A Day Women's is the only complete multivitamin with more calcium for strong bones and now more vitamin D, which emerging research suggests may support breast health. One A Day Women's.
Last night was Dave's first show back on the air. 2 long months, but by God, I'm finally out of rehab. Tonight, Dave's all new with Bill Maher and Juno's Ellen Page.
From Iowa's news leader, this is a KCCI News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us for this live news update. I'm Marcus McIntosh.
And I'm Caitlin Coyner. The time right now is 7:55. Topping our local news update, the candidates, both Republican and Democrat, are in the home stretch for tonight's caucus.
Barack Obama made his last public appearance before the caucuses at Hoover High School last night. He told a crowd of more than 1,500 supporters to tell their neighbors to get out and caucus.
More than 3,000 people showed up at the Valair Ballroom in West Des Moines to send John Edwards into caucus night. Singer John Mellencamp gave a free concert to the Edwards supporters. Desperate Housewives star James Denton also appeared on Edwards' behalf.
From the Democrats to the GOP, Mitt Romney made his final calls for support in West Des Moines. The former Massachusetts governor held a Strong America tour stop at the Hy-Vee Conference Center. And he says he's not making any predictions about tonight.
After spending the day in New Hampshire, Senator John McCain returned in a hurry to Iowa. Late last night, Senator McCain stopped at his Urbandale headquarters, where it was so packed many people couldn't even get in. Earlier, the senator held a rally in Davenport where he talked about returning confidence to Washington. Of course, remember, News Channel 8 will be your best source today for caucus coverage. It all begins with First News at 5, followed by the CBS Evening News live from Des Moines at 5:30. Then News Channel 8 at 6, and our special caucus coverage gets underway at 6:30. Now, if you can't watch on TV, don't worry. You can get the best coverage from your computer as well. Our broadcast will be live streamed on KCCI.com. That all starts again at 6:30.
Now it's time to check in with Neil Schultz to find out what's happening outside traffic-wise. Neil, what's going on?
Marcus got an accident right now, just our second accident of the morning. I think they're just now getting it cleaned up. It's I-3580 westbound at 2nd Avenue, just right on top of 2nd Avenue. State troopers wrapping that one up at the moment. This is Neil Schultz at the Polk County Sheriff's Office with KGGO Traffic.
It is a time of possibilities. Remarkable things can happen in the swirling dark cold of a January night. People are deciding that the truth counts, that leadership takes a steady hand, a steel spine, a cool head, an honest heart. We'll need wisdom and judgment. This world can be made safer for our nation and our families. It's time to choose a president.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Another beauty shot as the sun now over the horizon. Just a few high clouds out there. This shot, by the way, courtesy of our Saylorville Lake webcam up at the marina. Polk City reading right there, temperature-wise, at 13. Feels like 13, although at times it is dipping about 5 to 10 degrees as that wind kicks up. Now, our temperature here in Des Moines up to 11. South wind at 13, giving us a wind chill index of 4 below zero. Going to climb into the upper 20s today. Wind chill readings in the teens at times thanks to a pretty gusty south wind, 15, 20, gusting over 25 at times. Caucus forecast as you head out for the caucus this evening. A clear to partly cloudy sky, expecting mid-20s at 6 as you head home at 9, mid-20s. And wind chill readings in the teens, so make sure you have your winter coat with you. And at 11, as campaigners, I'm sure, are celebrating, and some of you are heading home and getting some much-needed rest. Temperatures lower 20s at 11. Overnight, we drop back into the upper teens. Wind chill readings tomorrow morning, single digits. 35 tomorrow. The snow melt begins. 40s in store for the weekend with fog off and on and a chance for rain moving in by Monday.
40s. All right. Yeah, 40 sounds great, Brian. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
We'll see you right back here for another live news update at 8:25. Until then, have a good day.
Everywhere my family and I go, we hear that America's challenges are simply too big for Washington politicians. I spent my life tackling big problems, helping turn around business, the Olympics, and state government. Together we can grow our economy, stop illegal immigration, defend life, and preserve the values that make America the hope of the earth. It's time to turn around Washington. I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
Newspapers across Iowa have endorsed Hillary Clinton. Her readiness to lead sets her apart. A proven, passionate, intelligent leader. The experience and tenacity needed now. Every stage of her life has prepared her for the presidency. She understands the changes needed, but also possesses the discipline and skill to get things done. We urge you all to get to the caucus. Stand up for Hillary. Stand up for America.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
KCCI's Friday Night Hoops. It's jammed with good stuff.
Back to us. Well, you're looking at a live shot at downtown Des Moines. Cold outside now, but it's warming up to 30 degrees. Going to have a lot to do with the turnout as the Iowa caucuses. Voters finally have to make their decisions because it's tonight. The first votes of the 2008 presidential election season will be tallied tonight as the Iowa caucuses officially get underway. Ahead this half hour, we're going to talk with two of the candidates hoping for a strong showing this evening. Fred Thompson trails Republican frontrunners Mike Huckabee and Mitt Romney. A good showing for him tonight could really be a boost for his campaign. He'll join us live in a minute. We're also going to speak with John Edwards, who is neck and neck with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama on the Democratic side. Good morning. Welcome to the early show. I'm Harry Smith in Des Moines. Maggie is in New York. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning to you, Harry, and good morning, everyone. Also ahead this half hour, if your New Year's resolution is to diet, you don't want to miss our Weapons of Mass Reduction series this morning, taking on fad diets. We'll give you important tips on what you should watch out for. Plus, can celebrities jeopardize their careers if they get a nose job? Do you recognize her? Ashley Tisdale from High School Musical, and this is Ashley Simpson. Both have undergone radical transformations, and some of their fans say they're just not the same anymore. We'll talk about that. But first, we continue bringing you interviews with the presidential candidates live here on The Early Show. Let's head back to Harry in Des Moines.
All right, Maggie, thanks. Former Tennessee Senator Fred Thompson has been battling with heavyweights Mitt Romney and Mike Huckabee here in Iowa, and recent polls show him likely to finish in third place, maybe fourth. Senator is with us here in the law library of the state capitol. Good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good to be with you. So this is what a real law library looks like.
You didn't spend enough time back in the day?
There's an old story about an old lawyer back in a little town I grew up in. Said if you ever wanted to hide anything from him, hide it in one of his law books.
Oh, there you go.
I was reminded of that.
Serious question to start off with. So many people anticipated you getting into this race. It was deep in the year by the time you finally really threw your hat in. Did you start too late?
I don't think so. I think campaigns ought to be shorter nowadays instead of longer. There's ways to get your message out and get yourself out that didn't exist a few years ago. I got in about the time candidates over the years traditionally get in. Everybody else started a lot earlier. They've spent a lot more time and millions and millions of dollars, and some of them are not getting a very good return on their money. So we'll know by the end of the night probably the answer to some of those questions.
In terms of message, Mitt Romney has been, running on competence, and he's a manager. Mike Huckabee has, basically come from nowhere. Religious conservatives who have so much power in the state have thrust him at least into a lead in the polls. What's your best argument?
Well, the same one that I've had from day one, and that is that I am a consistent conservative with a proven record, both in government, in the United States Senate for 8 years, and since I left government, serving in the private sector, but being called back in by the government from time to time, who has national security experience, who worked a lot on those issues, visited many places important to our country around the world, met with foreign leaders, and understands the nature of the world we live in.
Yeah. It's interesting. We looked at some national polls where all of a sudden John McCain is resurgent, probably based on the things that you just talked about. In the end, will that be the deciding factor in terms of if a Republican is going to be elected?
I think it's going to be one of them. I think national security is probably the most important issue facing our country, and always has been. I think more so in the future. The kind of threats that we have and the diversity of them and the kind of weaponry we face and the fanatical opposition that we have in the world right now is different than anything we've ever faced before. And it's going to take someone who has some experience dealing with those matters and those people who are the driving force behind this radical Islam.
You have to finish third tonight.
Oh, I don't know about that. We'll wait and see how the numbers come in. I don't plan to any kind of a pessimistic scenario. I think, I look back in 1980, 88, 2004, the experts didn't get it right. We're going to have to wait and count the votes tonight before I'm satisfied. I'm very optimistic. We've been around 50 communities that we've been in the last 2 weeks. Response has been good. We think we're timing it just right, but we'll know before long.
It's about 12 hours.
Yep.
Senator, thanks very much. Do appreciate it. Good luck. You bet. Right. Now back to Russ Mitchell at the news desk in New York.
Good morning, Harry, and good morning, everyone. There's new development in the case that fatal tiger attack at the San Francisco Zoo. The San Francisco Chronicle quotes a witness who says she saw two of the victims taunting the tiger before the attack last week. She tells the paper the big cat bristled as the youths roared at her. The zoo reopens today. In Kenya today, violent new clashes between police protesters. Police used water cannons and tear gas to disperse hundreds of anti-government demonstrators headed for a rally in Nairobi. More than 300 people have been killed in violence stemming from last week's disputed presidential election. And the new study finds some hospitals are slow to treat patients in cardiac arrest, and it's costing lives. An estimated 1/3 of patients do not get life-saving shock treatment within the recommended 2 minutes. And now here's Katie Couric with a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Here in Iowa, it couldn't be closer. Who's ahead, who's falling behind, and how will the outcome affect the race for president? That's coming up tonight on a special edition of the CBS Evening News from Des Moines.
Dave Price is out in the plaza with another check of the weather.
What gets you going? Sponsored by Folgers, mountain grown for the rich, smooth taste and aroma you love.
I could use about a gallon of hot coffee right now. Nice to see everyone. Friends from the American Heart Association right here. Pleasure to see you. Good morning. What's your name?
Cecily Jones.
Cecily, what gets you going in the morning?
Oh, I get started by walking and just jump-starting my heart.
There we go.
Living.
Well, you know what? I've got some help for that. I've got a lovely little container of vanilla biscotti, Folgers Gourmet Selections coffee for you, a beautiful early show mug for you, and you guys can fight it out. A lovely breakfast at Brasserie for you guys as well. Yeah. So split it. You can all just get 2 scrambled eggs and divide it amongst yourselves. Well, let's see what's going on, everybody. We're going to meet these people in just a little while. In the meantime, let's take a check of the weather all across the country. Bitterly cold in the Northeast, everyone. Temperatures in the single digits through much of New England. Also, we're talking about a major snow event out in the Sierra, 3 to 5 feet over the next several days and into and through the weekend. California, major rains, several inches. You could be talking about flooding and hurricane force winds from Oregon into sections of California as well. Meanwhile, in Florida, a deep freeze we're talking about could severely damage the crops. We'll continue to watch that. Farmers working overtime, and the midsection of the country, nice and quiet. That's a quick look at the national map. Here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Outside of a few high clouds on this caucus day, expecting a mostly sunny sky. Pretty brisk out there. South winds 15, 20, gusting over 25. So our 28 will actually feel like the teens. If you're heading out this evening, mid-20s for the caucus. Again, wind chill readings in the teens. Back to 19 for an overnight low. Wind chill readings tomorrow morning, single digits. Mid-30s, partly cloudy tomorrow. Some areas of fog tomorrow night and into the weekend. But temperatures warming quickly into the 40s, with rain chances increasing by Monday.
Got some other friends here who've come in all the way from Cleveland, adding up to stop climate change. Nice to see you guys. Oh, it's cold. Harry, let's send it out to you in Des Moines this morning where it is warmer.
Yeah, really. Senator John Edwards has been here before. In 2004, he shocked the political world with a strong second-place finish in Iowa. This time around, he's going for #1. He joins us here live at the state capitol in Des Moines. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning, Harry.
I've been watching you a lot on C-SPAN and on some of the cables. It looks like your pitch is going right down the middle of the plate.
Yep,
you do that strong finish that we've seen before.
Yep.
How does it feel to you out there?
Feels terrific. I mean, I just finished 36 straight hours, the marathon for the middle class. You know, we always have to name these things.
Yeah.
But we went campaign for 36 straight hours, and it was an amazing response. It ended up last night here in Des Moines. We had 3,000-4,000 people, incredibly enthusiastic. Things are clearly moving in my direction. We'll just see what happens tonight, but I feel optimistic.
Do you know, away from your heart, do you know intellectually what you have to do in order to be viable tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day?
I think it's very hard to judge because there's too many factors involved. I mean, we got 3 people. I think an honest interpretation would be that any one of the 3 of us could finish first or second or third. And how close it is, I think we just have to wait and see.
Yeah. How are you feeling in terms of organization, in terms of volunteers? We've been in some of these volunteer centers. People have come from all over the country.
They're amazing, aren't they? They really are amazing. We feel terrific. We have a great organization, and if we're successful here, you know, we will have run against 2 candidates who outspent us 5-1 plus. Lots of glitz, lots of coverage. So it means something worked. It means what I want to do to end corporate greed, strengthen the middle class, the things that you've heard me talking about. That message will have went through like a laser.
Here's the thing. When you're standing up there and you're in the middle of your stump speech, what is the one thing you talk about when you can literally, you get a visceral, when you see that what you're saying nails it? When the eyes, pupils open up and the people you're talking to say.
It's very simple. When I compare the level of corporate profit in America today with millions of Americans who have no health care, who live in poverty, who went hungry, homeless veterans. It's that juxtaposition side by side that makes people feel in their gut something's wrong, and we got to do better than this.
Yet at the same time, we look at a world, Kenya's up for grab all of a sudden. All of that's happened in Pakistan in the last month after the assassination. Iraq, it's still, you know, as long as there are that many troops there, maybe the violence can stay down for a while. But there's such a world of problems. Can you address the problems at home and address the problems abroad? Are you that guy?
You have to. I mean, the President of the United States, as we used to say, has to walk and chew chewing gum at the same time. I mean, there are 2 enormous responsibilities. One is to make things work for working people in the middle class and here in America, and making the promise of this country available to all our kids, and dealing with these international crises and a long-term vision for the world that actually makes America a leader.
We will see what happens tonight. About 12 hours from now, people are going to be getting out.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun.
You heard it here first. Senator, thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate you having me.
Now here's Maggie in New York.
The final sprint. Harry, thank you very much. Coming up next here on the Early Show, our Weapons of Mass Reduction series, we're tackling fad diets, the cookie diet, the milkshake diet. What really works? That's next.
See the difference. Smell the difference. Taste the difference. Wake up with Folgers and you'll wake up with the richest, most aromatic mountain-grown beans for a rich, smooth taste that will awaken your senses.
If you think there's no big news in battery technology, consider this. Now you can take up to 5,000 pictures over the life of 2 batteries. New Duracell rechargeables. They're rechargeables reinvented. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
Did you have some of this holiday tree?
Yep.
And this?
Yes, I did. And it wasn't a holiday for my digestive system. Irregularity, bloating.
Start the year with this.
Activia?
Works for me.
Make your resolution the Activia Challenge. With the natural culture Bifidus regularis, eating Activia every day is clinically proven to help regulate your digestive system in 2 weeks.
I love this resolution.
The Activia Challenge. It works or it's free.
Do you know what causes most colds? The rhinovirus. And it's just waiting to run you down. Used to be, the only way to deal with your cold was to cover up the symptoms, but the cold was still there. Zicam is different. Taken at the first sign, Zicam is clinically proven to shorten a cold. So don't let a cold run you down. Get over it faster with Zicam. And try new Zicam Multi-Symptom. Powerful relief in the taste you choose.
No, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with my broker making money, but come on. If I make a trade, they charge me. But if I don't trade for a while, they charge me anyway. Even sending them money costs me money. What's that about?
You want your father set free, and you do not want your brother charged. I have one condition. Donna has to walk away from Eric.
Between loyalty and love, Eric,
Eric's mine, and he will remain mine.
lies an ultimatum.
Our brother's freedom is in your hands.
I'll give you 1 hour. Bring Donna on board, or else.
The Bold and the Beautiful, CBS weekdays.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
We want a politics that's not based on fear, but based on hope.
Only Barack Obama can bring a fractured people together. He'll inspire and get things done, and take on the special interests. Obama will reset our foreign policy and global reputation. And he embodies the hopes of our nation. Iowa's newspapers have spoken. Now you can stand up for change.
If you join me, we're going to take our country back.
The WMRs, Weapons of Mass Reduction. It is our ongoing series, and this morning we're looking at fad diets whose promoters promise that the weight will come off and stay off. But is there any truth to those claims? Keri Glassman is a registered dietitian based here in New York City. Hey, Keri, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So many people want to lose weight in the new year, and a big fad is the cleansing diet, right? They're based on detox, things like this. How do these work?
And especially after the new year. Everybody wants to, what these diets promise, flush out those toxins, and they promise to increase your energy, increase your metabolism, and get rid of all that excess body weight. The problem is, we know there's no food. There's no real food. There might be juices and fruit juices and vegetable juices, but there's no real food. So you don't have that mouth feel. You don't have the texture of food. So what happens is, first of all, your body isn't going to get enough protein, enough fat, enough calories usually. So when you go off of this diet, you end up gaining the weight back, and it sets you up often for yo-yo dieting and binging. So it's not a long-term solution. It's really a quick fix.
A lot of people, too, don't realize that going on these means you have to stop eating. They do this and eat their regular food.
Exactly.
Right?
So now they're just adding in some juice, which maybe they're getting a couple extra vitamins and minerals, but they're not really getting the main point. And again, it's just setting yourself up for a lot of up and down yo-yo dieting.
All right, so this is a no. This diet, this is an example of an inconvenient diet because the rules can be hard to follow. One diet suggests that you have dinner for breakfast.
Right, and sometimes there are diets out there that have great concepts. Like this one has the good concept of having a big breakfast, which is great. You get your metabolism going. You lay the foundation for the day, and then you eat consistently throughout the day.
That does make sense.
So you keep your metabolism going, and you kind of taper off through the end of the day, which is great. However, if it's not going to work for you in the long term, then it's probably not a good thing to do. Because again, we don't want to be on a diet that we're going to go off of. If you are going to go off of it, you probably shouldn't be on it in the first place.
Don't start with something that's not realistic, right?
Exactly. And we can really do this. We can take this concept, but do it with breakfast foods. Again, cooking for breakfast is hard for some people, and some people get a little bit bored with eggs for dinner. But again, the concept is good, but make it convenient to your lifestyle.
Okay, the concept is eat most of your food earlier in the day, less later.
Exactly, and then taper throughout the day.
All right. You know, these make sense to me because you look at this plate of cookies and you think, I could do that.
Well, who doesn't want to eat cookies? But I mean, cookies we know. The cookie diet, need we say more?
Yeah.
What we're doing here is you're replacing. This is about substituting meals with foods like this one is about cookies. Now, these cookies have extra vitamins and minerals in them. But come on, would you say to your kids, don't eat your green beans and sweet potato, eat a cookie that's enhanced? No. And then again, what happens is you're going to go off of this. Once you go back into the real world and you eat food, what happens is then you have your turkey sandwich and now I'm craving a cookie after lunch.
And you go for the real cookie.
And you go for the real cookie. Or you have the cookie on top of lunch.
So quickly in the last 10 seconds, how do I spot a fad? What are the red flags?
If there's no scientific research, if it's too good to be true, if you're going to lose too much weight too fast, and if they're completely taking out a food group for too long. And again, if you plan on going off of it, you probably shouldn't be on it to begin with.
No quick fixes.
Exactly.
Keri Glassman, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Good to have you back. Up next in our next hour, a nose job that could block the career of a High School Musical star, Ashley Tisdale. We'll talk about that on The Early Show.
Weapons of Mass Reduction, sponsored by Kellogg's Special K products.
Now is when you regret all those holiday cookies. Good thing you know you can lose up to 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Now enjoy a greater variety of delicious cereals, protein bars, and protein water, including new Special K2O Protein Water Mix. What's the difference between making a resolution and keeping one? Now you know. The difference is K. Go to Yahoo and search Special K to design your plan.
University understands how you live today and where you want to go tomorrow. University of Phoenix, thinking ahead.
Rushing around, working hard, taking care of our kids. All this makes us feel run down.
Did you know that a hectic life can weaken your body's defenses? Drink Dan Active. It's clinically proven to help strengthen your body's defenses.
Dan Active.
Keeping power flowing to thousands of homes and businesses, Paul is a formidable man, but no match for something smaller than a spark. It was a clot. If you've been hospitalized with heart-related chest pain or had a heart attack, what doctors call ACS, chances are you've had a clot too. But now Paul's doctor is putting Paul on Plavix. Plavix, taken with other heart medicines, helps provide greater protection against heart attack or stroke than other heart medicines alone by helping keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots. Ask your doctor about Plavix today.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase, so tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called TTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
Since we've been reformulated, Centrum's moving from this package to this spiffy new box. So you still get the extra travel size bottle? Yep. Oh, good. Because I'm going camping with riboflavin. Calcium know about that? Now she does.
New formula Centrum.
Wow. Those are some big sinus symptoms. But Advil Cold and Sinus is huge relief. The power of Advil, plus a strong decongestant. Ask for it at the pharmacy counter. Advil Cold and Sinus. Big time relief.
It's Macy's first one-day sale of the year this Saturday. Preview Friday. Save 50 to 75% on fall and holiday clearance. Macy's one-day sale this Saturday with the Preview Friday. That's the magic of Macy's.
Much more ahead from Iowa in our next half hour. It takes a village to keep these candidates energized and organized on the trail. We'll show you the team behind the scenes that makes it happen. Maggie.
Also, Harry, we're cleaning out our cupboards this morning. These tomatoes have been in here 2 years. Is that a bad thing? Maybe not. It's later on The Early Show on CBS.
For up to 4 hours, your tummy won't feel hungry. Just beautiful. This is Slim Fast, with a unique protein blend to control your hunger up to 4 hours. For a slimmer, happier tummy. Find your Slim. Find out how at slimfast.com.
Love your salad even more with Wishbone Salad Spritzers. And with less than 2 calories per spray, you can spray just the way you like, any way you like.
Introducing Payne's newest Vanishing Act.
New Icy Hot Vanishing Scent. Now the power of Icy Hot glides on icy to dull pain, then gets hot to relax it away, and the scent vanishes.
New Icy Hot Vanishing Scent. Make pain and scent a vanishing act.
Get close anytime. Now you can receive free scope when you buy 3 Fix-It creams.
Wishing for hair that's smooth and steady? Get Pantene Always Smooth. The Pro Vitamin system gives you up to 75% smoother hair. More smooth attitude. The Always Smooth collection. Pantene.
If you have a history of smoking and breathing problems, it could be COPD, which includes chronic bronchitis, emphysema, or both. Discover Spiriva, the only once-daily inhaled maintenance prescription that treats both forms of COPD. Spiriva significantly improves lung function to help you breathe better for a full 24 hours, and it's not a steroid. Spiriva is not a rescue inhaler. Tell your doctor about your medicines, even eye drops, and illnesses like glaucoma and urinary or prostate problems. These may worsen with Spiriva. The most common side effect is dry mouth. Others include constipation and problems passing urine. In the event your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor. Spiriva is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. So make a habit of breathing better with Spiriva.
Didn't get what you wanted for Christmas?
He doesn't like it.
No. What do I do with it? Get amazing savings on home appliances at Sears. Starting the day after Christmas, buy 1, get 10% cash back. Buy 2, get 15% cash back. Buy 3 or more and get 20% cash back on any home appliance over $399. Plus, get 12 months, no interest, no payments with your Sears card. Or get free delivery and haul away on any home appliance over $399. Through Saturday, January 5th, it's your chance to get what you want. Sears.
From Iowa's news leader, this is a KCCI News Channel 8 update.
Thanks for joining us for another live local news update. I'm Caitlin Coyner. The time right now is 8:25. Topping our news update tonight is, of course, the big night. The candidates have spent months, some even years, canvassing our state, trying to convince you to vote. What it really boils down to is just who shows up. The parties are predicting record turnout. 160,000 Democrats and 95,000 Republicans are expected to caucus for their candidate today. Democrats can find their caucus location at iowafirstcaucus.org. Republicans can click on iowagop.net. But we've made it easy for you by providing those links from our website, which of course is kcci.com. And remember, News Channel 8 will be your best source today for all of your caucus coverage. It begins with First News at 5, followed by the CBS Evening News live from Des Moines at 5:30, then News Channel 8 at 6, and our special caucus coverage gets underway at 6:30. Now, if you can't watch us on TV, you can still get the best coverage from your computer. Our broadcast will be live streamed on kcci.com. That starts again at 6:30. On to Iowa sports news now, as Iowa kicked off Big Ten play last night in Iowa City, and first on the list was 11th ranked Indiana. Now, all in all, the Hawks made a pretty good accounting for themselves. The Hoosiers held off a furious late rally by Iowa, winning by just 3 points, final score 79-76. Iowa's Justin Johnson led the way for Iowa with a career-high 29 points. Also last night, Drake continued to impress by notching its second straight Missouri Valley win over a strong Southern Illinois squad that was going on at the Knapp Center last night. Josh Young scored 24 points to lead Drake past the Salukis. Final score in that game was 61-51. The win matches the Bulldogs' best ever start and extends the Bulldogs' winning streak now to 10. So congratulations to Drake men. We'll be right back with a look at your forecast after this.
We don't have to imagine the crises the next president will face. Ending the war and bringing our sons and daughters home safe. Preventing a meltdown in Pakistan. Keeping nuclear weapons out of the hands of terrorists. For 35 years, Joe Biden has been tested and made the tough decisions that have protected our nation and saved lives. Isn't that what we need in this office?
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Take a look at our Saylorville Lake webcam. Nice view over the lake. Downtown in the distance right now, Polk City at 15 degrees temperature-wise. Just a few high clouds out there. Wind still kicking up out of the south-southeast, but that's hoping to warm us up. Here in Des Moines, we're now at 12 degrees. South wind at 15. Again, quite gusty, and it's going to be gusty throughout the day. Our wind chill index at 4 below zero now. As we head into the afternoon and climb to the upper 20s, anticipate that south wind at 15, 20, gusting over 25 to drop our wind chill index back into the teens. Again, a few high clouds, but overall, a mostly sunny sky today. May get into some areas of blowing and drifting in rural areas today as that south wind kicks that snow, especially east-west running roads, so be aware of that. 19 for an overnight low, wind chill reading single digits tomorrow morning, but look at this, climbing above freezing, high 35 for your Friday. Low 40s on Saturday, mid-40s Sunday. Chances for some fog as we begin to melt down our snow. Areas of drizzle here and there as well. And a chance for rain by Monday and Monday nights.
Well, it's too bad all of our visitors who are coming here for the caucuses can't stick around for the weekend because it sounds like it's going to be great.
We're going to be here to enjoy it, though.
That is true. Get out and enjoy it, and get out and caucus today, please. We'll be back for another news update in 25 minutes.
I'm Mike Huckabee, and I approve this message. The pro-life position was the one espoused by our founding fathers when they said that all of us are created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. The first one they listed was life. Nobody has a greater level of intrinsic worth or value than another person. Being unborn doesn't make you less valuable. Maybe instead of having our values trampled all over every single day and night, we would express to America what those values are. Family, life, freedom, those things matter to us. Always have, always will.
Thank you, Iowa, for welcoming me into your homes and your hearts. When you go to caucus, I hope you'll ask yourself one question. Who's ready to be president on day one? To fix the economy, to end the war, to give health care to all. The goals are big and the stakes are huge. We're not just changing presidents, we're changing our country. I hope you'll caucus for me. If you stand with me, I'll stand up for you every day as president, and I will be ready to start on day one. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Get stoked for the Des Moines Winter Games, February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Well, the presidential candidates have crisscrossed the state of Iowa so many times they can't even see straight anymore. Meeting with Iowans trying to secure their votes. Well, tonight, we're going to find out which candidates actually succeeded. As we welcome you back to the early show, we continue our live CBS News coverage of the Iowa caucuses. It takes a lot of people to make a candidate look good, act, and sound presidential. Ahead this half hour, you're going to meet some campaign junkies, people who work tirelessly behind the scenes to get their candidates into the White House. Some of these folks have been doing this for years, and you're going to meet one in particular in just a little bit. First, though, we want to say good morning again to Maggie Rodriguez in New York. Maggie?
Harry, good morning to you. We're going to talk celebrities now, and teen star Ashley Tisdale, who may have jinxed her career. Her fans love to watch her play the scheming Sharpay Evans on High School Musical, but last month she admitted that she had rhinoplasty, a nose job. Look at the before and after. And that has a lot of her fans angry. They're all over the internet saying, why did she do this? Here with us is Julia Allison, editor-at-large for Star Magazine. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning.
How did this controversy with Ashley Tisdale begin?
Well, she got her nose job on November 30th, supposedly for a deviated septum. She said she had trouble breathing. I think we've all heard this line before from every celebrity who's gotten a nose job. But she couldn't perform at the Jingle Bell Rock concert 2 weeks later, and her fans became outraged when they saw new pictures of her. She didn't look like the old Ashley, and they loved her for the old Ashley.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic when we look at the before and after.
I know.
Why do you think they were so mad? It's because she was fine.
You know what? The more dramatic the nose job, the madder the fans get. Fans got a little bit mad when Ashley Simpson had her nose job, but then they got over it because, quite honestly, it wasn't that dramatic. But if you look back to Jennifer Grey, oh my God, she absolutely ruined her career because she rendered herself anonymous.
This is Ashley Simpson, and you're right, it wasn't that dramatic. But Jennifer Grey, who of course in Dirty Dancing we all remember as Baby.
Yeah.
No one puts Baby in a corner.
Right, exactly.
Except maybe her nose job put her career in a corner.
It did. You know, she famously said that she went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. She said it was better than the witness protection program. But the sad thing is that a lot of people loved her because she was unique for her nose. And a lot of girls looked up at her and said, you know what? If she can do what she's doing with that nose, I can be beautiful and fabulous with my nose.
That's right. Because when they do this, it says we weren't good enough. We have to meet this Hollywood standard.
Right, and this whole deviated septum argument, no, just admit what's really going on. You were insecure with your nose, which is, you know what? It's completely understandable given the kind of standards that we set for beauty in Hollywood. I mean, she's a young girl. She's probably getting a lot of criticism, but she has to understand that a lot of people loved her for that nose.
I know.
She looked unique. She was adorable.
And no one likes perfect people.
No, you know what? 85% of our star readers said that they don't like her with this new nose. 76% said it didn't look natural. And I feel really badly for her because she must have gotten a lot of pressure.
I know. Well, she shouldn't feel that bad because at least she doesn't look like Michael Jackson.
Thank God.
Right? We can't talk about
Stick to
celebrity
one nose job if you're going to, you know, I mean.
At least at the end of it, have a nose.
Right,
Look at him.
exactly. Oh.
What happened here? I mean, really, do you think?
You know, self-esteem issues, severe self-esteem issues. This is obviously one end of the spectrum. But, you know, a lot of women in Hollywood have had nose jobs. Jennifer Aniston has had 2 of them. Cameron Diaz has famously had a nose job. Obviously, there are some people who are rumored to have nose jobs. Angelina Jolie, if you can believe it.
And nobody
Catherine
talks about
Zeta-Jones. No, because, you know, they're all really embarrassed. I think the few people who do talk about it, Cameron Diaz did talk about it, but she had broken her nose apparently 4 times. So people didn't judge her as much.
Plus, again, like you said, they're not dramatic.
Right. It was a very minor change. But again, claim the deviated septum round. I mean, I would love for someone to come out and just say, you know what, I didn't like my nose.
Right, right. Well, someone who loves her nose is Barbra Streisand.
Yes.
She's kept it. In fact, she said, this is her quote, "I got where I am with no nose job," and she touted that as a big accomplishment in Hollywood.
I think she got where she is partly because of her nose. Because people said, wow, she didn't get her nose. They used to call it nose bobs back in the day. I mean, she wouldn't have been in a funny face if she had had a perfect, you know, Kate
she didn't have a
Bosworth
funny
nose.
face.
Exactly. Owen Wilson is another one. I mean, everyone, can you imagine if he had a perfect nose?
I love his nose.
I know, he's so quirky and cute.
It makes it cute. So what do you think? Your verdict, will Ashley Tisdale's career survive this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I hope it will. I think she's adorable. And you know, I don't think every woman needs a Kate Bosworth nose to survive in Hollywood. But,
all right.
You know.
On that note, we thank you so much.
Thank you.
Julia Allison, appreciate it. Let's go back out to Dave Price with a final check of the weather. Don't do anything to that mug of yours, Dave.
All right. Nice to see you there, Maggie. We're going to get through weather rather quickly because I have a meeting at the Kremlin coming up right after the television program. I want to say hello, by the way, to my friends at the Groundlings who went with me to Iraq during the past week to entertain the troops for New Year's. I want to say hello to Mike McDonald, Mike Hitchcock, Keri Turner from JAG, and, of course, Alex Cap Horner from the New Adventures of the Old Christine, who were with us as we headed through and throughout Baghdad. So hello to you folks, and let's take a check of the weather, see what's happening all across the country, shall we? Here we go. Looks like the Pacific Northwest is going to be walloped. We're talking about a major storm with snow rolling through the sea area, anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, heavy rains stretching all the way from Washington to Oregon into California, hurricane force winds. We're talking about flooding as well, trees down. It's going to be a very messy 3 days on the West Coast. In the meantime, we'll go to Florida. Temperatures there are plummeting, very, very cold and record-setting today. Farmers are watching their crops. It is going to be only in the 50s tonight and today, and temperatures as you wake up this morning are in the 20s and 30s. That's a quick look at the national map. Stay with me. Here's an early look at what's going on in your area.
Outside of a few high clouds on this caucus day, expecting a mostly sunny sky. Pretty brisk out there. South winds 15, 20, gusting over 25. So our 28 will actually feel like the teens. If you're heading out this evening, mid-20s for the caucus. Again, wind chill readings in the teens. Back to 19 for an overnight low. Wind chill readings tomorrow morning, single digits. Mid-30s, partly cloudy tomorrow. Some areas of fog tomorrow night and into the weekend, but temperatures warming quickly into the 40s with rain chances increasing by Monday.
Frostbite, hypothermia. I've lost all feelings in most of my phalanges. How are you all doing? All right, let's go in right now. How's that sound? All right, that's your latest weather. Now let's go back to Des Moines where Harry's standing by. Harry?
You know, I'm thinking I might just let you hang out there for a while,
no, I
Dave,
don't
because
think...
I like the hat so much.
Yeah, I'll send it to you for next Christmas. If I live that long, Harry.
All right. All right, we've met the presidential candidates, but what about the people who make sure the candidates get to where they're going on time? They're behind-the-scenes people who work literally around the clock. They are campaign junkies. CBS News correspondent Seth Doan reports.
It's a hectic schedule.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
As candidates try to cover as much ground as possible. But keeping them on time and on camera takes an army of staffers, their families left out of the picture. These days, this is the only way Clinton Reeder can play with his daughter.
It's a little harder than I thought it would be, but...
In what ways?
Oh, just not having my wife there with me when I get home.
A computer specialist with the Romney campaign, the long hours are an adjustment for this first-timer, and the distance an adjustment for his wife in Maryland.
I'm missing someone to hand off the baby to. I'm missing someone to talk to.
So you're on the road all the time?
We're on for 36 hours straight right now, 12 stops.
Sam Myers is a veteran of the campaign trail. So you're something of a legend.
I'm old. I mean,
He started in the 70s, and he's never left.
And then went to work in the Carter White House, and from there, right on to Mondale, right on to the caucus, Clinton, and some of those turned out better than others, as you know.
Now he's with the Edwards camp. His daughter Kelly and son Sam Jr. are on the campaign trail, too. What kind of toll does this schedule take on a family?
Oh, I don't know. I'm only 28, and I bet I look 50 or older. You know, no, it's not really so much a toll. You're gone an awful lot of the time, but we've all adjusted to it.
With days that can often start before dawn and carry on well into the night, you see many young people staffing most of these campaigns. It's a lifestyle that is taxing, but incredibly addictive.
When you're involved in a campaign, you are associated with a cause, and that's a very energizing thing.
CBS News' Jeff Greenfield has been covering campaigns for years.
And there is a certain amount of pure fun, if you can call something fun, that leaves you exhausted and impoverished and malnourished and sometimes ill.
One person described this as lousy pay, lousy sleep, lousy food, but incredibly addictive.
Perfect. All true.
Do you have pictures of your kids here?
I do. They are my background here, so they're...
Constantly on the road, Carl Forty just carries his kids with him.
Caitlin is 3.5, and Zach is 1.5. The House level at least every other year, the presidential every 4 years. You know, there's some time in between to actually make it up to those you love, or try to. That and diamonds. Those work too.
Oh, good. Great. Forty calls his wife a saint for picking up the slack at home. And at the end of the day, is all of this investment worth it?
If he wins, it will be.
Clinton Reeder says he may be catching the campaign bug, though he may not have told his wife that yet. For now, he'll share something more important.
I love you.
Seth Doan, CBS News, Des Moines.
We got a lot more to come from Iowa. Jeff Greenfield will join us to look into his crystal ball. We'll have that in just a bit. Let's go back to New York and Maggie.
All right, Harry, you've been too busy traveling back and forth from Iowa to clean out your cupboards, but when was the last time that you at home did it? It's one of the most dreaded jobs, but the new year might be a good time to tackle it. Our consumer correspondent and kitchen scene investigator this morning, Susan Koeppen, is here to talk to us about it. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Is this something you do?
You know, I actually just did this during the holidays. I was doing a ton of cooking, a lot of baking, so I decided, you know, now is a good time to clean this stuff out.
And you think it's important to do it?
It is important. I mean, I found spices that I had in the back that somebody gave me when I got married, which was 5 years ago. Okay. I have moved 4 times since I got married. So I actually paid somebody to pack these up, put them in boxes, and move them in all the different homes I've lived in. So those went out.
I got married 5 years ago, too, and on our honeymoon, we got some balsamic vinegar in Tuscany, and I still use it. Is that bad? So let's start with vinegar. It tastes fine.
It does. Well, if it tastes good to you, I mean, vinegar should last about 6 months.
Oh.
So it's probably not the best one that you're using.
It's not like wine.
No, but if it tastes good to you, then it's okay.
All right, let's start in here with the cans. These dented cans, is that okay? Because sometimes they're even like that in the grocery store.
Dented cans you should always avoid. Do not buy them in the grocery store, and if you have dented cans in your cupboard, toss them out. And that's because of botulism. So we think of botulism, Botox, great for the face, not so good for the tummy. It's not going to be good for you.
Is that also the reason why you shouldn't refrigerate stuff in cans?
You know, that gives it an off odor. So if you open up something, put it in a different container and then put it in the fridge. Don't store it in the can in the fridge. It'll give it an off odor.
Okay, I really do have tomatoes that have been in my cupboard for years.
Okay, so the rule of thumb with tomatoes and something like peaches, about 18 months. Other canned foods you should keep about 2 years. And if you're unclear, you should look on the can, see if there's a use by. This one has a best by date on it.
But they don't always.
Sometimes they have these really weird, wacky codes. So if you're unclear, just look at the code and then call the 1-800 number on the can and say, here's the code, can I still eat this? Even if you want to give it away to a food pantry, if you know you're not going to eat it, you don't want to give them food that's spoiled. So you can call and find out if it's still good if you want to give it away.
I never knew it could do that. That is good. All right, here we have baking staples. Flour.
Right. Flour, 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, and you should always move it into an airtight container. Don't keep it in the bag like that in the cupboard.
Because sometimes it gets these little black bugs.
Yeah, which is really great.
Yeah,
people love that.
It's really good in cake. Okay, let's talk about baking soda.
Baking soda, about a year, and to see if it is still fresh, you can actually put it in a bowl, add a little bit of water, add some vinegar. If it fizzes, it means it's still going to work. If not, throw it in the fridge and use it as the odor eater in the fridge or the freezer.
All right, what about honey and sugar?
Honey, about a year you can keep, and honey is something that I have in my cupboard. I don't use it a lot. Sometimes it crystallizes. All you have to do with that is put it in some warm water, and it'll be fine.
And it's good to go?
Yeah, good to go, but keep it about a year.
Okay, what about
sugar? Sugar, 2 years. You should put that in a Ziploc bag. If it gets crusty and clumpy, you can always just hammer it out and it'll be fine.
But again, that doesn't mean it's unusable.
Right. You can, if it's crusty and clumpy, you can still use it. Just hammer it out. You'll be fine.
Spices are one of those things that you really do keep forever. Because when are you going to use 50 bay leaves?
Exactly.
Right?
So if it's something like this, a whole spice, it can last 2 years. But the average spices, that we have, like the parsley, oregano, keep them about a year. And take stock. See what you have. We have so many of these little bottles. When I was cleaning my cupboards, I found 3 bottles of dried cilantro.
I know.
And I keep buying them because I don't realize I actually have them.
It happens to all of us. Every time a recipe calls for it, you buy a brand new whole bottle of the thing.
So take stock and see what you have.
Is it the same rule? Because here we have some whole spices, but I think over here we have some powdered ones. Same rules apply?
So this one you can keep for a year if it's ground up like this.
So less time for the powdered.
Yes, yes.
All right, very good. Salt, anything in particular?
Salt, I think salt is fine. And something my mom does, she throws
we found something that's good forever?
I don't know if it's good forever, but throw in the rice. My mom puts the rice in the salt shaker.
All right, very good. We're going to have some pretty empty cupboards after this segment.
Yeah, take stock, clean them out, buy some new stuff. They're not that expensive.
All right, Susan, appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. You're watching The Early Show on CBS.
"5 years ago, he said what the others would not, opposing the rash and reckless war in Iraq, warning that it would not make us safer. In Washington, he did what the others could not, taking dead aim at the power of lobbyists, passing the farthest-reaching ethics reforms in a generation. And as president, he'll do what the others cannot, unite a divided nation, repair our standing in the world, and bring change we can believe in."
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
I'm Fred Thompson, and I approve this message.
The Wall Street Journal says Fred Thompson's tax cut plan leads the GOP field. A leading economic group calls it a plan conservatives can rally around. The Conservative National Review says only Thompson has outlined specific conservative policies on immigration. Investors Daily says Thompson's national security plan features a Reagan-esque rebuilding of our military. And the National Right to Life Committee endorsed him because they know he can win. Fred Thompson, the clear conservative choice.
American, the best furniture brands for less.
American, a 50-inch Hitachi Plasma HD TV free.
American, a 32-inch LCD flat panel free.
At American, get this huge 50-inch Plasma HD TV free with any $3,300 furniture purchase. Or get this 32-inch LCD flat panel HD TV free with any $2,000 furniture purchase.
A 50-inch Plasma free.
A 32-inch LCD flat panel free.
That's American.
We don't have to imagine the crises the next president will face. Ending the war and bringing our sons and daughters home safe. Preventing a meltdown in Pakistan. Keeping nuclear weapons out of the hands of terrorists. For 35 years, Joe Biden has been tested and made the tough decisions that have protected our nation and saved lives. Isn't that what we need in this office? I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
And now let's take a look at the top stories this morning. First votes. Iowans cast their ballots tonight in the First in the Nation contest in the 2008 presidential campaign. Florida freeze. Farmers scramble to save their crops as a record chill settles over the southern U.S. Late laughs. The late-night TV stars are back. David Letterman and Craig Ferguson returned last night under an exclusive deal with the striking Writers Guild. And as your day unfolds, here's some stories you should be looking out for. Barrel buster. Where will oil prices go today? Yesterday, the price of crude oil briefly touched $100 per barrel for the first time. Ford sale. Ford Motor Company said today it is in negotiations with Indian's Tata Motors as the top bidder to buy its Jaguar and Land Rover units. And zoo reopens. The San Francisco Zoo opens today for the first time since a fatal tiger attack on Christmas Day. The big cat enclosure will remain closed. And you can track all the latest news on our website, cbsnews.com.
All right, thanks very much, Russ. The Iowa caucuses just a couple of hours away. Joining us now with a look at what the results could mean is CBS News senior political correspondent Jeff Greenfield. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. What will Iowa and Iowans tell us tonight?
They'll tell us a few things. Is the conventional wisdom that young people will not come out to the caucus true? Obama's banking a lot on that. Is organization, a highly paid organization, critical? Mike Huckabee's organizing idea is volunteers, outsource it to the evangelical community, as opposed to Romney's big bucks organization. The third thing is, can you do well in Iowa without showing up? That's supposed to be impossible. John McCain made a late foray here. People are keeping an eye on whether he shows up here. The other thing is, will the results of only a handful of people drive the three most experienced Democrats, Chris Dodd, Joe Biden, and Bill Richardson, out of the race?
Well, those are lots of questions that we'll get answered tonight. Yeah. It's interesting because we were at Huckabee's, one of his Get Out the Vote headquarters yesterday, and it was all these people. It was families that had uprooted themselves, little kids sleeping on the floor, and mothers, and it is a vast difference from the paid staffers at all the other ones.
Other thing about that is Huckabee's had a rough week in the media with that press conference. My belief is that his most ardent supporters, evangelicals, conservatives, don't trust the mainstream media and may be less likely to believe what they read in the papers about Huckabee than other supporters of other candidates.
Yeah, and it's interesting also, though, because he was here this morning and other candidates who, I said, you've been slipping and sliding on areas of, like national interest and that sort of defense and what have you and international affairs. He does not seem to allow that to... It's like the guy who's falling through the ice. A toe goes in, he doesn't go all the way under.
He's very skilled, years in the ministry. He made his living as a Baptist ministry. He's probably the most polished and also spontaneously effective public speaker of them all.
Yeah. Let's talk about McCain, because he was the guy who was so not here for so much of this, and all of a sudden he's ahead in some national polls. Yep. We're hearing about another endorsement from a newspaper this morning in Michigan.
He, in New Hampshire, Hampshire, I traveled with him a couple of weeks ago. It's like the people remembered why they liked him so much in 2000.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I asked McCain, do you have to have your back against the wall before you start doing well? And he laughed. He said, you know, it's really stupid, but I think so. He's the guy who more and more Republicans, maybe out of dissatisfaction with the rest of the field, are looking at it and saying, I don't like him on taxes in 2000, and he's a wise guy, and he went after some of our people, but he's got weight.
Yeah.
He's got gravitas, and that's what makes that one so interesting. One more quick thing, John Edwards, 5 years, essentially, he's been running here. Very populist message, very angry. And, you know, Tom Harkin, senator out here, is a populist, but there are people who say the difference is that Harkin has less of an edge, and they're not sure whether the sheer intensity of John Edwards' argument is going to hurt him in this community. All these questions, fortunately, the people will tell us.
Although, on the other end of that, there is a significant level of frustration in people in the country who feel left out of...
Right, and what's interesting about that is the number of Republicans, particularly for Obama, who are coming to Obama's events and saying, you know, this is a transitional guy, he's not an old-fashioned liberal, you know, tub thumper. That's yet another thing that we may find out.
Jeff, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
We'll look for you on the evening news tonight and tomorrow morning, we hope, in New Hampshire.
If, you know, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, as we say in New York.
As we say on the Upper West Side. Let's say goodbye to Maggie and Russ.
All right, Harry, thanks a lot. Great stuff out there. Hard to believe, Russ, this is only the beginning of a long political year ahead.
That is true. New Hampshire, as Harry pointed out, 5 days away, right around the corner.
It's all back to back to back to back.
Speaking of right around the corner, Dave Price, have a great day.
All right, I'm going to head inside a meat locker to warm up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning right back here.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Stay warm across the country. It is a cold day. Have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow with a complete wrap-up of what happens tonight in Iowa.
Bye-bye.
Iowa caucuses. Katie Couric is live from Des Moines with up-to-the-minute results. Stay with CBS News for complete coverage tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Hi, I'm Derek Trebilcock with Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, and today we're going to make halibut and papillote. Impapillote means cooking inside. We will cook our halibut along with all of our various ingredients inside of the parchment paper itself. So our first step is we take our Alaskan halibut fillet, salt and pepper. We'll take thin slices of lemon and shingle that over the top. We here at Johnny's take pre-cooked bacon that we've cooked in a pan ahead of time, and we'll shingle that, making sure to get some around the base of the fish. We've then taken some shallots and thinly shaved them, placed those on top, and also placing them around the base of the fillet. Some quartered Roma tomatoes, and we take some dried tarragon, sprinkle that lightly over the fillet, and then finally we take about 2 tablespoons of white wine and drizzle that over the top. And our final step in assembling our impapillote is we take olive oil and lightly brush the inside. What this will do is this will, as we fold our parchment paper, adhere it so that all the steam while cooking our halibut in the oven will stay inside. In assembling, we take our parchment paper, fold it in half, directly around the halibut, and starting at the bottom, we work our way around while creating overlapping folds. We're ready to place in a 375-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Here you have halibut and papillote, found here at Johnny's Italian Steakhouse, located a quarter mile south of the airport on Fleur Drive.
From Iowa's news leader, this is a KCCI News Channel 8 update.
Thanks for joining us for another live local news update. I'm Caitlin Coyner. The time right now is 8:55. The candidates, both Republican and Democrats, are in the home stretch for tonight's caucus. Barack Obama made his last public appearance before the caucuses at Hoover High School last night. He told a crowd there of more than 1,500 supporters to tell their neighbors to get out and caucus. And more than 3,000 people showed up at the Valliere Ballroom last night in West Des Moines to send John Edwards into caucus night. Singer John Mellencamp gave a free concert to those supporters. Desperate Housewives star James Denton also appeared on Edwards' behalf. From Democrats to the Republicans, Mitt Romney made his final calls for support in West Des Moines. The former Massachusetts governor held a Strong America tour stop at the Hy-Vee Conference Center. He says at this point he's not making any predictions about tonight. And after spending the day in New Hampshire, Senator John McCain returned in a hurry to Iowa. Late last night, the senator stopped at his Urbandale headquarters, where it was so packed many people couldn't even get inside. Earlier, the senator held a rally in Davenport where he talked about returning confidence to Washington. Of course, we hope you'll remember that News Channel 8 will be your best source today for caucus coverage. It all begins with First News at 5, followed by the CBS Evening News live from Des Moines at 5:30, then News Channel 8 at 6, and our special caucus coverage gets underway at 6:30. If you can't watch us on TV, get the best coverage from your computer. Our broadcast will be live streamed on kcci.com. Again, that starts tonight at 6:30. Well, that's a look at our news. Up next, Brian has a look at your caucus day forecast. That's coming up.
I'm John Edwards, and I approve this message.
Here's the choice. Keep going the way we are, pretend the system works while corporate greed rules, insurance lobbyists kill health care, energy giants make billions from insane gas prices, and the middle class is squeezed to the breaking point. Or tell the truth. The status quo and good intentions aren't enough. We're not going to look our kids in the eye and say corporate greed stole your future. We're going to say America rose up, saved the middle class, gave you a better life, and it started right here in Iowa.
Take a look from our airport sky cam. Going to be a busy place, I'm sure, tomorrow. And the airport asking that you get there extra early with hordes of people leaving town after the caucus. But if you happen to fly in today, you're coming in on a rather blustery day, but pretty typical high-wise this afternoon. Right now, we're at 12. We have a south wind at 15, and it's a bit gusty. It's dropping our wind chill index back to 4 below zero. Here's your forecast on this Thursday, January 3rd. As we're expecting a mostly sunny sky, a few high clouds out there. 28, but with that wind out of the south, 15 to 20, gusting over 25. Not only are we talking wind chill readings in the teens, but in rural areas, a lot of the outstate areas, east-west roads may be drifted over in spots because of this gusty wind picking up that snow, blowing it around. Here's caucus forecast to break it down into the evening as you head out at 6 o'clock. Temperatures mid-20s, wind chill readings in the teens. We're going to be looking at a clear to partly cloudy evening. 25 as you head home at 9. And if you're out celebrating at 11, 23 expected. But again, a reminder that wind chill readings will be in the teens, so dress accordingly. Overnight, back to 19. Wind chill readings in the single digits. Clear to partly cloudy. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 35. Begin our snow melt. Areas of fog tomorrow night and the upcoming weekend. That could impact travel, and it could also impact temperatures just a bit. But wow, 40s, you know, after waking up this morning to a low of 4 above, 46 sounds downright tropical. We are expecting rain to move in as we head into your Monday afternoon and evening.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on that for the weekend. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome.
And thanks for joining us. Make sure you get out and caucus tonight. We'll see you back here today at noon.
The price of dependence on foreign oil, healthcare in crisis, government run by corporate lobbyists. Isn't it time someone had a plan to take them on? The Edwards Plan. Ban campaign cash from lobbyists.